Hey guys, Jube here. I'm going to run you through a quick tutorial on how to create Homer Simpson in Forza 3's library editor. This will be a really sped up tutorial, but it should show you most of what you need to do. Right now, I'm going to lay out Homer's head using a rectangle and a semicircle. Homer is a great character to start off with. Any Family Guy, Simpsons character is great to start off with because they're pretty flat characters and generally pretty simple, and you can create them using basic shapes. Ovals, circles, squares. Try to stay away from Wolverine and like really detailed line art when you're starting off, because it might discourage you. I'm gonna continue laying out Homer's head. Fix his head real quick because he's almost leaning back a little bit. Gonna lay out his ears. A big part of editing in Forza 3 is getting your proportions right, and it may not look much. It's not gonna look like much when you start off with, and it might not look like much when you're an hour into it. So here we're laying out Homer's mouth. I use the hue saturation to get the right shade of brown I need to use. You can play with it. It's a very welcome addition to Forza 3. So I'm laying out Homer's mouth, and I'm going to add his pupils. Just two quick, small black circles. Nothing too crazy. And now I'm going to add his nose using a rounded rectangle. Make sure this rounded rectangle goes on top of all your other layers. It needs to be on top of both the eye and the mouth layers. As you see, I have it as my last layer. You want the mouth and the eyes to go beneath that. I'm going to lay it, and we're going to create his hair really quick here. It's just an N. I tried using the N from the font list, but it doesn't give you the right shape, so this would probably be your best and quickest bet. Now we're gonna add outlines to all the shapes. Homer's has a very dark outlines on all of his body parts. To do this, I am simply just copying the circle or the oval or the rectangle that I'm using, and I'm pasting it behind the layer I copied it from. So if you copy, say, the level 6 rectangle, you click the left stick and hit X, and then hit Y, and you paste it right behind it. You go into the settings and change it to black, and then resize it, and you have your outline. It's starting to take shape here. I'm going to save real quick. You want to save as often as you can, just in case you don't want to lose an hour or two of work, because it's a really disappointing setback to have. Going to attempt to create the hair here. Shapes like this are very tricky in Forza. They look very simple, but they can be a pain to get to the exact shape that you want, because this one, for example, would be perfect, but this shape isn't known to scale very well. You see how the ends kind of skew towards the tip. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use a yellow circle to kind of mask the edge, get a little softer hairline going for the balding Homer. And now I just highlighted all of the brown mouth pieces, and I grouped them together, and I pasted behind the mouth layer. I apologize if that was too fast. But basically, you just want to click all the brown pieces, copy them, and then paste them beneath it, and then change it to black. And that's how you can try. Same as we did the other one. It's just a quicker way to do it. For when you're working with a lot of pieces like that. So now I'm adding a rounded tip to the nose, just because it's a little flat with the rounded rectangle. So now I'm gonna do the mouth. I'm doing the mouth. It doesn't look very weird, but what we're gonna do is same as we did with the hairline. We're gonna mask out the mouth using the brown from earlier, the brown that we used. No, see, we just put it over the areas you want to black out, and you can create kind of a the perfect line you want without having to mess with skewing on a shape that could be easier to use. Just cleaning it up a little bit by moving the layers and adding different shapes in to get cleaner lines. A lot of the editor is simply, it's just a lot of getting used to what a shape can and can't do. And even after a lot of use, you still have to, there's still growing pains. But experimenting is a great thing to do. Just find a picture you want, that you're a fan of, that'll inspire you. So almost done rounding the mouth out here. So now we're going to add the body. I'm using two black teardrops. I'm going to start with the outline first this time and then lay the shirt on top. This part is going to go a lot faster than the original section because it's using the same exact techniques. So we're laying out the sleeves. You can get, if you want a more exact shape, feel free to put the time in. It's all about how much time you want to put into it. The devil's in the details, doing the collar right now. Sometimes the simplest shape can just really take the most tweaking. The collar is a little annoying to get right sometimes. I'm gonna start over real quick. A lot of what I'm doing, I'm not adding layers. I'm just retweaking and resizing layers that I have. It's a lot of rectangles, a lot of circles, a lot of that weird half triangle, half semicircle object. And once you get everything right in the black outline, you just group them together, paste it on top, and shrink it down a little bit when it's white, and you have your collar. So I'm just using small rectangles to add the lines. And there we go. Homer Simpson is pretty much complete. A very simple version of it, obviously, and it could use some tweaks. Feel free to have as much fun with it as possible. And if you feel comfortable in adding and attempting some shades and shadows, go for it. In my next tutorial, I'll be covering how to shade this into a more 3D look, both flat and gradient airbrush styles. So yeah, there you go. Homer Simpson on a very awesome Mustang.